reading the book in March, Love Has Wings, I remember the chapter where you talk about the separation, how we create separation. And I've seen that I'm blaming my mother-in-law, how my husband is, and I'm like creating a separation with her, as if I'm taking distance from her. I think I'm aware, it's not that it's just happening. I want you to tell me how to give a look to that. I don't want to create separation, but to be with everyone and not go through that road.
You know, the first thing you have to realize, that men always marry their mothers. So any separation you have is you, because she's mirroring that to you. And it's very important you heal that relationship. Because there's clearly aspects of you that you're not embracing. And maybe they're not so pronounced, no? But you need to start surrendering, giving love, and moving what belongs to you. You know, it's very easy to project and say, oh no, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. But for sure there's aspects that you are like that. In fact, the story that Sadia is going to tell later is about the suegra, no? The Indian suegra. It's a very good story. So she will tell you that so things are clearer. Okay, but yes, you need to heal that separation. You can't be separate from his mother. You have to be open and transparent and heal whatever's separating you. Heal whatever's separating you. Yeah, it's very important. So things flow, no?
Hi, Isha, I have a question. Many times I see I have a fear sensation to be poor, but it's a non-justified sensation, something I never experienced, not even close, but affects me because makes me work too many hours and have more and more clients and really to build up a lot, and I want to be free of that fear. So I want to ask you if in reality there are emotions or fears or sensations that are more ingrained in the cellular memory or something?
No, it's just what you're witnessing. And you have that fear of being like that. And you live in a culture that has many ups and downs. Financially, no? But you have to heal that internally. Because it's a place where you don't feel abundant. You can't be driven by fear. You can't be driven by lack. The more I have, the safer I am. And that's not the truth. Anything can disappear. The only thing that won't disappear is internal security. So when those thoughts come, or when you're abandoning yourself out of fear of not having enough, you have to go in and you have to heal that because it's true. You know, some people are incredibly abundant and they don't work much at all, but it still comes. Some people work like crazy, but they're not abundant. It's always an internal perception. It's always you have to change internally because you can't be functioning from fear. Because what you focus on grows. And you have to see it's a drama too. It's a drama. Oh, there's not enough. What's missing in this moment? Nothing. Oh, what about the future? There might not be a future. It's this moment. It's the only thing important. You know, and I'd marry him, he's rich, you know. Yeah, so then you're safe. Yeah, okay. Just por las dudas, ¿no? We were talking about it in the meeting today. I'm just playing. But you did go very red. Next. That dress is very short, you know that. Oh, okay.
Ahora quedó demasiado desbotado.
Now she says it's too long.
Ahora dice demasiado largo. Bueno, okay, dale.
Let's go.
I want to ask if you can talk a little bit about the creation power of creation. Because I feel in the last years, if I want something, I don't have the money, it shows up. It shows up like that. Viste, tenés que hablar con ella. And now I am like, with more things I want to do. On go traveling some other places. And of course, I should be working all the time non-stop to be able to do that. Logically, it's impossible to do. And also I have thoughts that I would like a day to have the money to donate and to buy solar panels for my university or things for homeless organizations and things like that. And something in me says, it's possible.
Of course it's possible. If you're focused on giving, it's so easy. It's an amazing energy. But when you give, you can create anything. And you seem to be creating whatever you want. So don't limit it. Just keep moving it. You can create whatever you want. Because you're unlimited. And you have that experience, no? That's your experience. Yes? So keep going. And get me some solar panels too.
In the illusion, are different grades or categories of illusion?
Okay, no. Everything's exactly the same. The bigger illusion is good, bad, right, wrong, ideas, belief systems. Everything comes back to one point. Everything comes from one point. Everything. That point is God, or the unconditional love. That point creates all the illusion. And you within that illusion are creating a mirror effect. But you are everything. She doesn't exist, she doesn't exist, she doesn't exist, I don't exist. You are the totality. You are that point. Now, none of this makes any sense. Okay, but within your illusion, you have to empty everything so you can perceive that. You can perceive the abundance, the beauty, the phenomenon, the completion of everything around you. without judgment.
sin juicios.
Because of the good, bad, right, wrong,
Porque por lo bueno, lo malo, lo correcto, equivocado,
we have
es
judgments.
que tenemos juicios.
And that doesn't mean we don't want the illusion to
Y
evolve.
no quiere decir que no querramos que evolucione la ilusión.
It doesn't mean that we don't want the illusion to evolve.
No quiere decir que no querramos que la ilusión evolucione.
We want it to evolve
Queremos que evolucione.
to high vibrations of
Las
love.
vibraciones más elevadas
But
de
it's
amor,
still the same
pero
love.
sigue siendo lo mismo.
The point's the point.
El punto es el punto.
The point is where it all comes
El
from.
punto es de donde todo viene.
It's, this is solid,
Esto es sólido,
this is divine.
esto es divino.
This is fear,
Esto es miedo,
this is divine.
esto es de divino.
But it's not true.
Pero no es verdad.
Everything's divine.
Todo es divino.
There's nothing other than
Y
that.
no hay nada más que eso.
But within the game,
Pero dentro del
through
cuerpo,
our
a
evolution,
través de nuestra
we
evolución,
perceive evolution externally.
percibimos la evolución en lo externo.
But we have to do that from a place of
Pero
non-judgment.
tenemos que hacer eso desde un lugar de no juicios.
The knowing
El saber
that it's not real.
que no es real.
It can change like
Se
this.
puede cambiar así.
It's just energy.
Porque es solo energía.
Just energy.
Solo energía.
The suffering
El sufrimiento
is not real.
no es real.
We can go beyond that.
Podemos ir más allá de eso.
And that comes through
Y eso
self-realization
viene a partir de la autorrealización.
or high levels of
O niveles
consciousness.
muy altos de conciencia.
But you have to experience
Pero
it.
tienes que experimentarlo.
You know, anyone can say, oh, this is an illusion.
Cualquiera puede decir esto es una ilusión.
He tenido pequeñas partes de eso.
I had a spark
La
of
última que
that.
tuve fue en
You
el-
can't talk without a
No
microphone.
puedes hablar sin micrófono.
In my
En
illusion.
mi ilusión.
Sí, he tenido pequeñas
I had
partes de eso.
little sparks of that. Last time was in the first, when I opened the eyes in the first witnessing. And was the last time I had that spark. And I had the idea, if all is an illusion, oh, how boring.
Fue cambiando esa percepción.
But that perception was changing. That to is a wonderful and fantastic illusion.
Sigo teniendo
But I continue having
esos recuerdos de que
like those memories of sparks of omniscience, that everything was an illusion.
Okay. But you have to stay, you have to have that experience permanently.
Pero hay que estabilizar eso, llegar a ser permanente.
So good. At
Buenísimo.
least you're open to the concept.
Al menos estás abierto a esa posibilidad.
But the concept,
Pero la posibilidad,
the
el concepto,
concept is only a
es
concept
solo un concepto.
until it becomes your
Hasta que no se
experience.
transforma en tu experiencia.
And the fear falls.
Y el miedo cae completamente.
Hi, Isha. I want to ask you. 3 years I do the system. I go to all the megas. I do intense.
Did the 6 months?
Hiciste ya los 6 meses.
Oh, so you didn't do everything.
Ah, no lo hiciste todo.
It's true. It's true. And in these intensives, we move more and more. And I feel that I'm always healing things. I feel I'm healing. And my question is if this finishes at some point, or you have to wake up or be a teacher for this to be more in joy.
How old are you?
¿Qué edad tienes? 42.
So in 3 years you want to heal everything, huh?
En 3 años nomás quieres sanar todo, todo, todo.
Or you're 43 years,
Todos tus
or
40
42.
años.
You have to enjoy it.
Tienes que disfrutarlo.
It's called
Se
self-discovery.
llama autodescubrimiento.
And each time you
Y
expand,
cada vez que te expandes,
you go into a higher level of
entras a niveles
consciousness.
más altos de conciencia.
And it becomes more and more
Se
refined.
torna más refinado.
But there's always new levels of love.
Pero siempre hay nuevos niveles de amor.
When you begin,
Al principio, cuando comienzas,
everything's very obvious,
todo es
no?
muy obvio.
I always say it's like sticks of
Yo
dynamite.
siempre digo que es como si pusiera cartuchos de dinamita.
Then it becomes like a surgeon's laser.
Después se torna como el láser de un cirujano.
It's very
Muy
refined,
refinado,
very inobvious,
muy no obvio.
but going into higher levels,
Pero va
higher
entrando a
levels,
niveles más altos y más
letting
altos.
go of more beliefs, more
Dejando ir más
structures.
creencias y más estructuras.
And this is a beautiful
Y esta
experience.
es una experiencia hermosa.
You're still into a little bit of dynamite,
Tú
no?
sigues todavía yendo un poco por los cartuchos de
But when you
dinamita.
stabilize perpetual
Pero vas a ver
consciousness,
cuando estabilices la conciencia perpetua.
then comes the surgeon's laser.
Ahí viene como el trabajo del láser.
And enjoy it.
Y lo tenés que disfrutar.
You know, you didn't even know yourself
Ni siquiera te conocías antes.
3 years ago.
3 años atrás.
You didn't even know who you
Ni
were.
siquiera sabías quién eras.
Now you're starting to discover all these
Ahora
things.
estás empezando a descubrir.
And you have a little
cosas.
bit of a
Y
contraction.
de pronto tienes un poquito de contracción.
And you start complaining.
Y ahí te empiezas a quejar.
Is that what you're going to do?
¿Eso vas a hacer?
Okay, so expand again.
Así que expándete de nuevo.
Yeah,
Gracias.
you're welcome. Aren't you glad you asked that question?
¿Estás contenta de que preguntaste?
Quería saber cómo uno
I want to know how we can identify
la diferencia cuando
the
es
difference when it's
vulnerable con alguien
vulnerable with someone
o le quiere decir algo
or wants to tell something
para, no sé, hacer una catarsis,
for a catharsis to happen
discutir,
or to
o sea,
fight.
cómo uno sabe cuando es
How to know when it's just being vulnerable or wants to fight.
You know, you have a tendency to like to fight,
Tú
no?
tienes la tendencia que te gusta pelear.
And you need to be clear about that.
Y ahí, con eso tienes que estar muy claro.
It's like an addiction.
Porque es como un tipo de
You like to
adicción.
create
Te
conflict.
gusta crear el conflicto.
When you're being vulnerable
Cuando estás siendo vulnerable,
or moving
cuando estás
stress,
moviendo estrés,
it comes
eso
naturally.
simplemente viene naturalmente.
If you have to think about
Si
it,
tienes que pensar en
you're
eso,
probably trying to provoke something.
posiblemente estás tratando de provocar alguna situación.
And you need to see the
Y
difference.
tienes que ahí ver tú la diferencia.
You know, you touch a wound just to see what the reaction is.
Tocas una herida a ver qué reacción viene.
And that's a habit
Eso es una
to
hábito
create friction.
para poder crear la
So you have to
fricción.
be very present with yourself.
Así que tienes que estar muy presente contigo.
If you're being
Si
vulnerable,
estás siendo vulnerable,
it comes from your heart.
viene de tu corazón.
If you want to provoke a
Si quieres
reaction,
provocar una reacción,
it comes from your head.
eso viene de tu cabeza.
And a minute before you do
Y
it,
un minuto antes de hacerlo,
there's a hesitation.
hay como una duda.
Because you know,
Porque sabes
when I say
que
this,
cuando digo esto,
this will come.
entonces esto otro va a suceder.
And then you do this, you go, oh,
Y después haces esto.
oh no, but I didn't mean it like that.
Yo no lo quise hacer así.
No, 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 no.
No.
But you do know.
Pero sí sabes.
And when you see that need to create
Y
drama,
cuando ves esa necesidad de crear el drama,
you have to take responsibility
tienes que tomar responsabilidad
and go and move that
e
energy.
ir a mover esa energía a otro lugar.
Yeah, it's clear, no?
Es claro,
Because people do that all the time.
porque las personas hacen eso todo el
Usually
tiempo.
women do it.
Normalmente las mujeres lo hacen.
It's a woman trick,
Es un
no?
truco de mujeres ese.
But you do it too.
Pero tú lo haces también.
Yeah, it's okay.
Está bien.
gracias.
Thank you. It's true, women are the worst for
Es
that.
cierto, las mujeres son las peores haciendo eso.
Oh, I didn't mean
Ay,
anything.
no fue mi intención. Bueno,
Hola Isha.
Hola,
¿Cómo estás?
how are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Estoy muy bien, gracias. Muy bien.
Quería contarte que yo desde los 8 años.
I want to
tengo
tell you
perdido
that
seres
since
queridos.
8 years, I was 8 years old, my brothers, I lost my family, you know, my mother, my brothers, my father,
Mejores amigos.
my best friends.
He hecho terapia con psicólogos.
I did therapy with psychologists where they helped me to accommodate the shelves, but the pain in the heart continues being there.
He hecho danzas también para liberarlo.
I did hamsas to liberate it, some ritual to liberate it.
Y ahora que estoy en el sistema
And now that I'm in the system,
practicando,
practicing,
aún con dificultades,
even with difficulty,
me encuentro
I find myself
que tengo que trabajar esto.
that I have to be working.
El dolor,
Sure.
la pena,
claro,
la
sadness,
tristeza.
the sadness I feel.
So you can let it all go.
Para poder dejar ir todo eso,
You have to find what you lost in your heart.
tú tienes que encontrar aquello que perdiste en tu propio corazón.
And you will with this
Y lo
system.
vas a lograr usando el
That's
sistema.
what it's for.
Para eso es.
He llorado muchísimo.
I cried so much.
Batallado.
I beat up the mat, I screamed.
Quiero saber cómo
And I want to know how to be able to do the surrender if my process has to do in that direction.
You know, the thing is, you'll start to cultivate a really beautiful experience of consciousness, and then you'll start to surrender. You'll start to perceive the perfection of what transpired. Even though it was very strong, it will give you that freedom. And you'll embrace everything internally. You know, this is the last step. People look and they understand, and well, it happened and I have to let go, and I have to get on with my life, and I have to be happy. But it's all here. You know, it's all very nice, and it helps us to function. But at some point, we have to go in and heal the separation, and then we find something more beautiful. Our heart starts to open, and we realize that the love never left. You know, I know, because I lost 6 people to boom, 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 boom. And I had to find that. You know, my experience now is due to all of that. So just trust. That's the surrender, no? Just trust. And keep going. And don't entertain the thought, oh, I should have been over it. You're over it when you're over it. And these are deep things. You know, you can talk about them, but you have to move it. Because it also heals the separation to you. Because the love's inside, not outside. And then you'll find all the love inside. Thank you.
More and more I am interested in nature, and I spend more time in nature when I can. And what I'm interested and fascinated for more and more, and inspires me, is human nature. And I would love to see if you can talk about the true human nature.
Are you talking about which part of it? Which species? The female species?
No, everything. No, the real nature of what we really are.
Who we are is God. Love. That's it. Everything else, the personalities, the religions, the races, the sexes, the preferences, the belief systems, is all based in personality. And everyone's unique, but they're all the same. Every aspect is represented in a different way, but ultimately it's all the same. It's illusionary, and it represents in a billion ways, but it's all the same. You are that. And as you start to heal, you'll see in the groups, if I'm talking about humanity, you see yourself everywhere. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh yes, I had that experience. Why? Because all humans are looking for the same thing. They're looking for the love they lost. But it's in them. That's because it's all the same thing. It's all our divinity, it's all God, it's all unconditional love. But we're looking out here, and we never completely feel satisfied until we heal the separation internally. And then we can be the best of our human experience, however that looks. And then we never want to be anyone else, because we're complete within ourselves. Is that enough? La española.
Hola, Isha.
Hi, Isha.
Te quería contar que
I want to
me inscribí
tell you
para los 6 meses.
that I inscribed already for 6 months. Wow!
Lo he querido desde el primer momento.
I
que me
wanted
metí a la
that
página
since the
web.
very first moment I entered the webpage.
Y
And
siento que tengo como muchas
I feel I
expectativas
have
por-
a lot of
por esos 6
expectations
meses.
with those 6 months.
Lo único que pienso
The
es
only
en
thing
los
I
6
think
meses.
is in the 6
Y
months.
me pierdo
I
de
get
estar
lost
acá,
of being here now,
y estar aquí,
of being
estar
here,
acá.
here.
Y he estado 2 días.
And I have been for 2
Me
days
han ocurrido unas sensaciones de
with
no
sensations
saber
of
bien
not
quién
knowing
soy,
who I was.
estoy un poco confundida
I'm a
con
little
eso.
bit like confused with that.
Pero
But
esa pérdida de,
I've lost
no sé cómo por dónde voy
I don't know
o
what I'm going through
dónde estoy pisando,
or where I'm
como que eso
standing.
me
I
pierdo
get lost.
en el camino.
I get lost in the way. I want to know what.
You know, you've got to stop thinking
Tú tienes que dejar de pensar.
because you're moving into a new world,
Porque estás entrando en un nuevo mundo.
a world of surrender,
Un mundo de rendición,
a world of trust,
un mundo de
a world of
confianza,
magic,
un mundo mágico,
a world of unlimited
un
possibilities,
mundo de posibilidades ilimitadas.
and you have to start letting go
Tienes que empezar a soltar.
because you're trying to hold on to your old
Porque
structures
estás tratando de agarrarte de las estructuras viejas
and they don't work
y
anymore.
ya no funcionan.
You've jumped now,
Has saltado ya.
and from now on,
Y de ahora en adelante
you've already started your 6
ya
months.
empezaste tus 6 meses.
Okay, but be here now
Estás aquí ahora.
and enjoy
Y
everything.
disfruta todo.
Enjoy everything.
Disfruta todo, todo.
Yes, because you're walking between two
Y ahora
worlds.
estás como caminando entre dos mundos.
And then you'll finish completely in this world.
Terminar completamente en este mundo.
Now you're crystal clear, yeah?
Ahora está súper claro.
Hola,
Hi.
quería contarte que tengo como
I want to
una
tell you
adicción a las compras
That I have an addiction to shopping.
y me di cuenta que
And I saw
no es el hecho de,
that it's not the
de
fact
las
of
cosas que necesito,
the
sino
things
es
I
el
need,
momento
but it's the
en el
moment
que voy a pasar la tarjeta.
I'm going to pass the credit card to buy.
Es súper raro.
It's very
No,
weird.
Vuelvo con las cosas a mi casa
I come back with the things
y me
home
olvido que lo compré.
and I forget I buy them. I bought them.
Pero es el momento en que mi mente
But the thing
empieza a
is the
decir, "Vamos a
moment
comprar,
where my mind is just saying, let's buy, and I pass the credit card, and it's about
¿qué
that.
es eso?".
What's that?
Well, it depends whose credit card you're
Depende
using.
de la tarjeta de quién es.
It's mine, it's mine.
Yours?
La tuya.
Sí, es mía, son mías las tarjetas.
Okay, well that's called stupid.
Eso se llama estupidez.
You know, you have to stop.
Tienes que parar.
Because there's a place where you get anxious
Porque hay un lugar que te pones ansioso
and you just buy.
y simplemente compras.
And then you don't even know what you
Y
bought.
después ni siquiera sabes qué comprar.
But it comes from
Pero eso
anxiety.
viene de la ansiedad.
And it's like this is the cure.
Y es como que si esa fuera la cura.
Instead of having a cigarette,
En vez de fumarte un cigarrillo,
you put your credit card in the
pones
machine.
la tarjeta de crédito ahí para pagar.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that.
Necesitas parar de hacerlo
And go in
y conectarte.
and connect.
Conectarte.
What am I buying?
¿Qué estoy comprando?
Why am I doing
¿Por qué
this?
estoy haciendo esto?
What am I
¿Qué
feeling?
estoy sintiendo?
If you know it's an
Si tú
addiction,
sabes que es una adicción,
you have to stop.
tienes que parar.
You have to stop.
Tienes que parar.
Yeah?
¿Sí?
Very good.